Hi guys, welcome back. Question the answer.
Welcome back.
Yeah. We got some stuff for you today.
And we have a nice floral arrangement today. Thanks, Mom.
It's only on a borrowing basis though.
It's borrowed.
Yeah. We have to give it
We
back.
have to return it at midnight.
That's okay. We got it. It's pretty.
It is pretty.
Oh, 'tis the season.
Yes. I know. Happy holidays.
I hate the season.
Why?
Because Christmas is so damn stressful.
It is stressful.
The gift buying, the parties, the this, the that. It's so damn stressful.
I saw a meme that was like, why does Christmas come every year when I'm financially struggling for my life? It's true, because, you know, everyone feels it's in the giving mood, but then it becomes too giving, and then you're like, wait, I have no money.
But everything's so expensive right now.
It is expensive.
I mean, I went to Wegmans the other day, and I bought chicken,
Well, there you go. You could just end at
vegetables, spinach, and like 2 of my little protein drinks, $100. I'm like,
know.
I don't even have a full meal here. $100.
Oh, my grocery bill every week, it just keeps going up and up, and I get pretty much the same types of things every week.
Do you
but
Instacart?
I do pick up
Isn't that more money?
a little. But I don't. It's time for me.
Okay.
It's time. I don't have time to go there, and I'm not bringing a kid there because then I'll spend hours just trying to get down one aisle.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, because I'm that shopper, if I'm in the store, I'm gonna buy things I don't need. I'm gonna say, "Ooh, that looks yummy. That looks good."
Yeah.
So I feel like if I'm sticking to my list, it's really kind of evening out.
So you're saving money,
I'm
actually.
probably saving money,
Well, that's
or at
why
least evening out
That's why they put all those things at the checkout counters.
for people like me.
And you know who's the worst? Sephora.
Oh.
They make you go through that maze of all this really cool stuff, and you're just like, put it in my basket. Put it
And
in my
it's
basket.
little, so you're thinking, oh, it's not too bad. Like, I'll just
No,
get
it's like
this and
$40.
this. Yeah, I know.
Before you know it, you're like $300 in the hole, and you haven't even bought what you needed to buy.
And it's like a test tube of something that you
Yeah.
can use once, one-time use. I know, it's a joke.
But with makeup, you should sample everything first.
you should.
Good rule of thumb.
You should.
So really funny story is my niece Tessa's getting into makeup, and I guess,
She is?
and she doesn't know how to put it on, which is adorable. So I guess they were getting ready for school the other day, and Tessa always runs late. And my sister,
Well, what girl doesn't, you know?
I mean, but this kid for some reason runs like uber late.
Why? What is she doing? Makeup?
Screwing around upstairs. I don't know. So they're really late this day for some particular reason. And of course, my sister's just getting over like a virus, so she's not feeling well. And out walks Tessa
Oh.
everywhere. I mean, purple, pinks, yellow. I mean, it's
She
everywhere.
turned into Poppy from Trolls.
And my sister lost it, so they had to wash her all up.
Yes.
Get
I
her
mean,
off to school.
my girls are a little younger than her, but not by much. But I walked downstairs one day because they have those makeup kits, and why they're not behind lock and key, that's my fault. But I walked downstairs, and my oldest, literally, pink eyeshadow all over her face.
I love the.
And she was so proud of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I love the critically thinking when they pull it out and they're like, maybe this goes here or maybe that goes
And
there.
she was like, I don't know, so I'm just going to put it all over
exactly.
my face.
And it's pink. Why
and then it's
not?
like the Joker lipstick. Oh, my God.
To be inside of a little girl's mind
I know,
or a little
right?
boy's mind when they're doing that, my God, would be
I'm going to
great.
show up to work like that one day. Maybe then people will leave me
It's
alone.
called Halloween, Megan. Halloween.
She's unstable.
What are you today?
Oh, she needs a mental health break.
Self-care.
I guess-
Just walk in and be like, it's self-care.
Right?
Mother effers.
Guaranteed
so
you'd be left alone. You would be left alone.
Okay, so we have some updates from around the world. It's been a little bit since we've been on.
has.
Maybe we'll hopefully we'll do okay today.
I need to know what this...
Do you want to rock, paper, scissors for who goes first?
I feel like you should go first because yours are way more entertaining than mine.
Oh, okay. So I don't. Do you guys? Everyone knows who John Kerry is.
Yes.
He flies around in a private jet and lectures everyone about climate control as he spends all of his wife's money. He also looks like he's recently had like some work done. Look at his face.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely something went on there.
so he's at one of these, I don't know, climate convention bull crap things, and he's once again lecturing everybody. And I don't know if it was the part of emissions he was talking about, but he had his own little personal emission. We're just going to play the video for you. I mean, farting videos are just the best.
I mean, they're never...
John Kerry
Never get old.
needs to reduce his own emissions. It seems like a fart-like noise was picked up by the microphones as he discussed
like my
US
son
policy
trying
on
to say
coal power plants at COP28 in Dubai.
Can be avoiding responsibility for taking away those things that are killing people on a daily basis. And the reality is that...
No.
Yeah. The funniest thing is the woman's reaction.
like-
She's like, oh
Oh,
my.
was that a toot? Oh my, and he's mic'd. Like everything's right there.
Well, what it doesn't show the couple seconds after where he finally finishes whatever he's saying about everyone's gonna die, and he goes like this.
Oh,
Was he taking a whiff?
I don't know. It was so weird. Talk about the new walk of shame.
wow, that is embarrassing.
I mean, he was just so passionate about telling us we're all gonna die.
Oh my God, that was loud. That was loud. That lady. Oh my
She
God.
was like, "Oh,"
Her eyes. I'm in danger. I'm in danger.
and you know, once you hear it, you're like looking for the smell. You know?
Yeah, she's nervous now
That's
because
right.
she's waiting for it to get her. Oh my God.
And then I always
great.
have an update on my favorite employee of the
Chrissy's
year.
favorite.
Can't stand this woman. So we're now getting into the Hunter Biden stuff. And
Hunter Schmeiden.
as of today, he has been indicted with 9 charges.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. And tax evasion. Pay your fair share, Hunter.
Hunter Biden.
Pay your fair share.
your turn.
Isn't
You're
that
up, buddy.
the whole? That's the whole thing from the Dems. Okay, wait. I need a timestamp here. All right, give me a second to get all the way up to. So people are starting to ask the White House, and what is the White House's secretary supposed to do? She's like got one job, the press secretary.
Yeah.
What is her job?
To lie to the American public.
Okay, what is her real job?
To state the facts.
No, to answer questions.
And state the facts.
So she's being
Oh
asked.
no, she hates answering questions.
She's being asked questions. She didn't like this question.
I love when she doesn't like the questions.
Thank you. The White House has said repeatedly that the president and his son were never in business together. They've said that repeatedly also in this room. According to bank records obtained by the House Oversight Committee, though, one of Hunter Biden's businesses, Osawa PC, set up direct payments to the president. Did the president accept payment? And why would there be such an arrangement if they were never in business together, or if there was a wall of separation, as the president has previously said?
So I have to be clear with you. I have not seen that report, so I would have to refer you to my colleagues over at the White House counsel's office on that particular question. All right, everyone. See some of you in Boston or on Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Like,
She's like, okay, bye.
bye, I'm packing up. It's like that Gwyneth Paltrow interview when she's like doing her skincare, but everyone cuts to the end and she's like, and that's it, guys. And it's like she did one thing and she left.
I mean, she was like, I'm gonna bye. Can't answer these questions.
She's a joke.
Oh, I got to refer you to the
actual
DOJ. I got to refer you to the White House. You are the White House,
She does
lady.
a lot of referring, that's for sure.
Oh my God, you have one job, and that
One
is like
job.
to answer the questions on behalf of the White House. And she just referred us to the White House. Like, you are the White House.
Correct.
At least she didn't toot.
At least she, yet.
So we were joking about the sign language, like how hard that is to do. I knew a girl who did yoga, and she was a sign language interpreter. And in yoga, she would always be 2 to 3 moves behind, which is a good 10 seconds, good 10 to 15 seconds. And it was always like so impressive to me that she was able to just remember what came
And, like,
next.
keep up.
So I asked her one day, I said, how do you do that? And she said, I'm a sign language interpreter. We're always behind. We have to train ourselves to be that far behind and remember what comes after.
I can never do that.
I said, I'm so impressed because I don't know how you remember 3 moves down.
Yeah.
I mean, let alone talking.
The real interpreters are amazing, I think.
Yeah.
The ones that are legit.
But there were people that got busted for doing fake ones.
Yeah, I feel like this is, I'm thinking back probably a couple years ago, but there was one woman, I forget what it was. I think it was a political
Wasn't
event.
it Cuomo?
Something like that.
It was something with Cuomo,
and
wasn't
she
it?
was like she was on live television and she was making up like she wasn't doing anything.
Could you
real.
fake it?
No.
I mean, just try it.
Jackson.
It's like scanning.
No, because you have to do all the little hand movements.
I couldn't fake it.
I couldn't fake, and they have to go fast.
They have to go fast. Could you imagine a slow sign language interpreter?
No.
I'm doing the sounds like.
Can you imagine being the interpreter for Kamala Harris?
Oh my God.
Then you could go slow.
Go slow. You would just do the same thing over and over again.
And
To be unburdened by what has been.
Yeah, the same motion.
To be unburdened by what has been. To be unburdened by what has been. And then to be unburdened by what has been. And then possibly to be a little bit more unburdened by what has been. I mean, my God.
And the fact that they have to keep a straight face too. You know, no matter who's speaking, they have. You know, they can't really show emotion. So if someone could like.
I think
Kamala
they show a
Harris-
lot of emotion.
Well, I mean, they can't show like an opinion on their face.
Okay, so
like
they
this
can
person's
sh-
whacked
they
out,
can
but
sh-
we're gonna do this. Like, you know what I mean? They have to be like, they're in front of everybody.
All right, what do you, those were my updates.
Well, I'll go with my funnier update first. I don't know if everyone's familiar with the ride. It's a Small World.
Oh,
But
no, what are they doing to a small world?
Well, it's what someone did to a small world. It's a small world.
Oh, is
In
this the Naked
Disneyland.
Man?
The Naked Man.
It was naked time and
At Disneyland, this man felt the need to strip down and walk around the set of inside the It's a Small World ride. They had to stop it. And then I believe he got fully naked. And they had to escort him off the property naked. So this is him inside the ride.
and how many drugs was this
Exactly.
individual on?
Exactly.
He kind of blended right in.
Really wanted to be on this ride. Sit down. It's like, okay.
He looks young.
He's just hanging.
I wonder what was going through his.
Well, he's got something around right here.
He's not hanging yet.
Not hanging yet. Look, then he keeps going. Can you imagine being on the ride when this is happening, like with your kids?
You know, the way Disney's going, I'd be like, oh, they've added a new feature at this point.
Oh my god. Like, look, these people are just.
She's got her little Mickey Mouse ears on. How
He's
stupid.
gonna break all the stuff.
And there he's off.
I don't think so.
Arabian Nights.
I wonder why he picked this setting specifically.
Right? And then this is him after coming out.
Oh, this is the same guy.
Same guy.
Oh, I saw this story. There he is.
Yep, there he is.
Naked.
In the water. He wanted to go for a little swim.
With his little coolie out.
Idiot.
Look at him.
Oh my God, this. Oh. That's an
They
interesting way to
couldn't
carry
cover him up with something
Yeah,
before they
really, I
walked
mean-
him through the entire park.
That's,
Well, then you really realize what they meant by it's a small world.
yeah, getting smaller.
That's what someone commented. They go, it really is a small world. But I'm like, okay, obviously this person was on serious drugs. Hallucinating, probably.
I hope so. He should go on rock.
Either
rock
that
Gone
or
Mad.
he is like perverted. What is speaking?
Okay, so have you ever had to walk through a Disney ride when it's shut down?
I've been on a ride when it shut down, but I never had to get off of it.
So we were on Splash Mountain one time, and they kept having issues with it, and the logs kept backing up into each other, so they had to completely shut it down, and we all had to get out of our
In the water?
logs in the water, out of our logs, and walk through the ride to the stairs and out. It was so eerie and cool at the same time because it's when the ride shuts down, all the magic goes away, and you're
well,
like,
sure. You're like, oh, I'm at a theme park. Actually,
that's
Yeah.
wood. Okay, it's not real. It's
Yeah.
But it was so kind of cool just seeing behind everything what
like-
you don't see on the ride.
I know.
Yeah, it was cool.
I would be so mad if that happened.
I wasn't. I was like, this is awesome. It's like a new version of the ride. Like, see the real
Did
thing.
you get to go back on it?
It's like Disney stripped, huh?
Exactly.
They gave us like vouchers to come back, but I mean,
Vouchers.
maybe not vouchers. Maybe another. Oh, I'm sorry, like another fast pass for free, so you don't have to pay $4,000 to get in line. You know.
For the Genie Plus.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's that. Hopefully,
So naked at Disney World.
yeah, people really got a show there.
You know, one time I was standing in my mother's office and I look out the window and there was a naked man running down the street.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, just running down the street naked.
At your house?
No, at our office.
Was he on Rock Gone Mad?
Nobody should have been. And
Drugs.
watching a man run naked is
Something.
it's not
It's
a
real-
pretty sight.
It's something.
It's just not a pretty sight.
Well, if it was Roger, was he being chased by somebody?
No, just completely by himself.
Just loving life.
Run. Whoa. Whoa. I mean, it was...
And you were just like,
You have to stare at this point. I mean, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We were like, do we call the cops? Are they going to come? Do they care?
They probably wouldn't come.
Why would they care?
They're not going to come.
He's not killing anyone or doing anything.
Well, we hope. I mean, where was his destination? We don't know.
I don't know. I don't. It was back there.
Over the hill. Oh, and the only other update I had was about a month ago, I think in November, at a Kansas City Chiefs football game.
Is this about Swifties or is this about Taylor Swift?
No, it is not about Taylor Swift.
Side note, they were in a relationship way before everyone knew.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm so over it. All right, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, they're in love.
They're playing the Bills this weekend.
They're in love. Are they?
Oh my God, it's going to be all about Taylor Swift.
And that's the thing.
I'm happy if she's in love.
Yeah, good for her.
You...
I mean,
you married women hate love sometimes, I swear.
I don't hate love, but it's gotten so blown up that it's like, just let them be.
Do you know the world we live in?
I know, but it's like, now it's at every football game you got to hear about it.
We have Schmunter Schmeiden cracked out on the White House lawn watching fireworks.
I know, but I'm happy for them. I just don't want to hear about it every 5 seconds.
I think it's adorable, but whatever.
Oh, I'm glad.
I think she's a great performer.
I do too.
I love her music. I don't give a shit about him.
She's like kept this economy going just with her concerts alone.
Right. I mean, let's be honest. Without her, no one would even know who the hell he was outside of Kansas City.
I know, and there's always all these people trying to argue that, like, you know.
Well, she was just named Times Person of the Year.
She was, and as she should.
Did you see the other nominees? Putin, Jing Jong Pi, or I totally said that wrong. You know who I'm talking about. I sound like Biden right now.
Jing Jong.
And there was like another crazy one. Like these were actual nominees. Could you imagine if they named Putin?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
I'm
happy
sorry.
for Taylor. We like Taylor Swift. Anyway, at a Kansas City,
We're happy for her.
We're happy for her. No, I like her. I do like Taylor Swift. Kansas City Chiefs game. I think this was back in later November. There was a 9-year-old boy who had, naturally as one would at a football game, his face was painted in Kansas City Chiefs color, which is black and red, and he had like an Indian kind of headpiece on. He's a child.
9.
His face, he could have had his eyes showing, and you would know that this person is a child. Deadspin, which is a sports blog and website, put out this article written by Karen Phillips,
Who's a man?
Karen, targeting and accusing this child of wearing blackface.
I know.
Showed the one side of his face with the black paint on it. And the article was like, it was all over the media. They were really like going after this kid. And his face was plastered all over the news. And it's like, and now Breitbart came out with this article, and I think his name's John Nolte. He kind of blasted this Karen Phillips guy and Deadspin for doing this to a kid, doing this to their family.
I mean, are you
false information once again?
You're
ruining this person's?
But are you so inadequate as a writer that this is the only
this
story?
is an award-winning writer, by the way. This Karen Phillips.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Am I not mistaken too that this 9-year-old is a Native American?
Yes. So not only did they just accuse this little boy of wearing blackface, of going against other cultures, they didn't even do their research and find out that this kid is part Native American.
They shouldn't have to do the research. Leave the kid alone. He's at a damn
Step
football.
one, stop.
Do you see what people wear at football games?
But this is where we're at in the world. We have to just go after whatever we can.
And fake stories.
Throw the race card, throw the cultural appropriation card all over the place.
Can somebody explain cultural appropriation to me?
Fake news is what it is. And people love to hang on to it. We love to use that card to get traction on an article, to push an agenda.
Are they suing?
I hope so.
I don't know if they're suing. I know the family is speaking out now, and I smell a lawsuit. I would 1,000% be suing.
I would.
So would I.
Defamation.
If someone went after my kid like that, and you see his actual face, he's so excited and cute. Like he's just there to enjoy a football game. Like how awful.
root his team on.
Innocent kid and family just there to have a good time.
He probably worked so hard on that makeup too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think the sickest part is that they just show the one side of the face.
Yes.
That's the sickest part.
That's disgusting
Because
to me.
that is like, that's.
You're doing that on purpose to feed what the message you're trying to put out.
Yep, you are intentionally not showing the whole story to create a narrative. And Karen, way to go. I think Karen should
They should lose
get
any
lost
award
in,
that they have.
Well,
at
get
this
lost
point.
in the middle of that poop map.
Yeah, maybe they already are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad that they're lashing out. I'm hoping there's a lawsuit, and I feel terrible for this little boy, but
Karma's
I think
a
he's gonna
bitch,
come
Karen.
out on top. Karma is a bitch.
Hope you don't have kids.
Seriously.
All right,
Anyway,
where do you want to start? Do you want to start with, speaking of karma,
yeah. Seriously.
do you want to do Disney World?
Yeah. Let's do it. Woke capitalism.
Is failing.
Failing big
Just
time.
ask Mickey Mouse.
Which is so sad to me.
So nice big picture of the entrance of Walt Disney World, and I truly believe Disney World is way better than Disneyland. Have you been to Disneyland?
I haven't been to Disneyland. Have you?
Don't bother. No, it's like a anticlimactic version of Walt Disney World. Have you ever been to Disneyland?
When I was much younger, maybe in my 20s.
Yeah, it's not very exciting. They don't have a lot of rides. It's not very big.
Well, actually, there's a lot of people that are very loyal to Disneyland.
Yeah, but they live over there.
Well, true. They gave a lot of locals. But the Disneyland doesn't have like separate theme parks like Walt Disney World does.
Right.
There's no Epcot. There's no Hollywood Studios. But in Disneyland proper, like the Magic Kingdom might have 60 rides there. I mean, there are a lot of these rides that you're seeing in other parks in Florida. They're all incorporated into Disneyland. Disneyland has another park that they built 20 years ago. But, that's got its loyal following for sure.
It's sad to me because, I'm an old school Disney lover, I'd say.
Yeah.
And
our generation grew up on Disney.
grew up with it and grew up on, like, the good messages Disney used to put out.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney needs to wake up because that's what people are clinging onto. It's like that little shred of the classics that keep them going. And
You mean because they keep remaking them in very
Not
awful ways?
But not even that. I think the originals truly are the best.
I agree.
My kids we watched all the original cartoon ones, and they love them.
That was my favorite thing about your houses growing up. The drawer with all the VHS Disney movies.
We had the Goofy phone.
Yep.
Like,
Well, you used to get them for free from where you worked, right?
The
movies.
No.
Oh. No. For some reason I thought you got them for free.
that was hard-earned money that was spent on those VHS tapes.
But it was just they were beautifully organized. They were all
that's
lined up.
that one.
It was like a candy drawer for
But
Disney lovers.
That is the true meaning of Disney to me. Not this crap that they've been putting out the past, 10 plus years. Like they put out a short recently called Once Upon a Studio, and it's short. It's like 8-12 minutes long. And it's got all the cartoon characters in it, and it shows Mickey and Minnie kind of trying to get all of the characters together for a group photo. And you're talking Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Daisy, Moana, like even Cinderella, all the princesses, Aladdin, everything, like the originals, and the new ones as well. And they're getting them all together, and then Mickey passes by like Walt Disney's picture, and he stops, and it's just Mickey, and he looks at him and he says, "Thank you," and then he said, the show goes on or something like that, and I'm like, oh my God. Like I was like, oh my God. And then they're all together, all the best Disney characters, the new and the old, they're all like conversing with each other and talking, and then Mickey gets this big group photo of everybody, and I'm like, that you can put out something like that that's so meaningful. Like it was touching because I'm like, as in my age group, I'm like, oh my God, this is what I grew up on, and this is like what's keeping Disney alive. And if they need to wake up and realize that is what you should focus on. That is when you were at your peak.
Because right now what they're doing is not that.
They're effing around and they're finding out. Like this guy's telling us. I got a quick little, this is what happens.
FAFO.
Sorry, they're swearing in this. Hold on, let me start it over.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful.
One more time.
I wish this video, like that short little thing, needs to go to all of these woke companies because they did F around and now they're all finding out and it's not going well for them.
So Disney's stock price is down more than 50% since early 2021.
Yeah.
Just 50%.
Just
half.
a measly 50%. Not to mention,
Yeah.
all their movies that they're coming out with lately are bombing. Like that new movie Wish.
What?
And they put so much advertising out for that.
I haven't even like looked into what that's about. A wish? She makes a
girl
wish?
Who makes a wish? I don't know. There's a magical star character. Honestly, I'm not really clear on what it's about. A wish. That's all I know.
Yeah, didn't look very good.
It's not doing very good.
Well, and then they want to remake everything to fit the
current
ESG DEI agenda, which is
Right.
like let's make Snow White, tan white or tan snow. I don't know what you would call it at this point. And the 7 magical creatures.
So recently, actually, they just came out for the holiday season on Disney Channel and Disney Plus, and I saw it. And it's called The Naughty Nine, and brand new. And I remember on Disney Plus, because we're always on it, it shows like new releases and Christmas movies. I'm like, what is this about? And we never watched it. It's rated PG. And
I've heard about this. It's gross.
So it has a teen boy character in it who is very clearly gay and makes a comment. Remember, this is a PG movie.
On Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus. PG, my children can watch PG. And they're 5 and 7. And apparently this teen boy character, it made a comment about another boy calling him hottie. There's a same-sex parent couple as well in the movie. It's just like any way we can push it, we're going to push it. In a PG movie made for families. Why?
It's called The Naughty Nine.
It's called The Naughty Nine. Just released, I think, in November. Again, it's a Christmas-themed movie. And I almost clicked on it because I'm like, because, we've watched the same movies. And I'm like,
Over
this
and
is new.
over on
What's this?
Disney
And then we
Plus.
never did because they wanted to watch something else that we've seen.
See, this is the problem Disney's always going to have, though. Disney has their reputation, very family-oriented. And Disney's now trying to be more to more people. Not a bad idea.
Then
but
don't rate it
the issue
PG.
they have, though, is their past and who they were aiming their audience. I mean, what audience they were aiming for. And now
They've pissed so many people off.
and right now they're do you risk losing young families to make yourself more
relevant.
Inclusive.
relevant?
Yeah.
And I think this is the problem Disney's always going to have. This article that you're speaking about isn't about Disney, though. It is about
I know.
No, it's
some huge players.
Yes.
Yeah.
And huge changes in business.
Well, everyone got on that ESG and DEI agenda, and they hired all these people to push it, and they're all starting to move in a different direction. So Major League Baseball recently announced the 2025 All-Star Game will be held in Atlanta. This marks a major course correction after the MLB pulled the 2021 game from the city due to political activists who mischaracterized the Georgia legislation that made it easy to vote but hard to cheat. And they deemed that a racist. So New York kind of does the same thing. By the way, every time I voted in New York State, not one person asked me for ID, and I will look directly at the person and say, do you want to see my ID? And they'll say, no. And I say, why? And they get
what's the answer?
They don't have an answer, and they get upset with me. So I don't know why we share our pictures all day long on freaking social media. I don't know why showing it to vote is such a big deal. So that's good by the Major League Baseball. There's
And by the way, Georgia didn't change that law. So baseball's more or less admitting
That-
they made a huge mistake. Or
Yeah, sure.
baseball. So they're going to go back to Georgia because nothing changed with the election law. I mean,
No,
it's
nothing.
Nothing.
Do you say huge or huge?
I say huge.
What do you say, huge or huge?
What? Huge. There's an H.
Do you say lawyer or lawyer?
Lawyer.
Do you say drawer or drawer?
Drawer.
Drawer.
How do you say these things?
I'm just asking.
How do you say
Do you say
huge?
creek or crick?
Creek? It's not a crick.
That was Grandpa.
I know.
I hear him. He's coming for
Shelby's
you.
it back out for at the
At the
crick.
crick. Let's see. BlackRock recently announced it's pulling back from its environmental, social, and
Yes, huge
governance
company.
agenda. So that's what ESG stands for. Environmental, social, and governance
silent.
agenda. According to journalists, I don't want to read that, BlackRock's PR and marketing teams are scrambling to reiterate the company's ESG strategy due to backlash.
Yeah, because it's not. working.
And then the National Hockey League has finally announced a ban on players wearing activist jersey on the ice in its upcoming season, or this season as well. I wanted to, do you have anyone else?
I just had S&P Global said it would stop rating securities based on ESG, and then Vanguard pulled out of this global climate finance alliance called the Net Zero Managers Initiative. So everyone seems to be scaling back on these things they push so hard on.
Well, I know in my own big company, the DEI person is not being heard from as much.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gone. I don't know. So I didn't really know what ESG was until I read this article. I wanted to look it up. So you have environmental, social, and governance. So this has been pushed everywhere, at least in the corporate world, everywhere, at least in the private world. So environmental, climate change, there you go. Energy and fuels, CO2 emissions. Oh, we should ask John Kerry about that one. Biodiversity, deforestation, and water use. That's environmental. Social, diversity, equality, employee relations, local communities, health and safety, training and education. That's not so bad. And then governance, board diversity. So that reminds me of Barbie.
Yeah.
When she walks in and it's all the white men.
Yeah.
And then you go to Barbie Land and it's all the women. Ethics, tax strategy, bribery, lobbying, and risk management.
Sounds nice.
Whatever. And then that is like the twin of DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. So there's your diversity picture, DEI, which everyone holds up a sign. Then you have your equity. Remember, we've talked about this before. Equity just changes the circumstances so that it appears that everyone's has the same opportunity, but it's not true. And then inclusion is like everybody can be a woman, everybody can be a man. You can be whatever you want.
Just plant.
Whatever you feel like that day.
These are nice little images you have.
Cute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Google images.
Yes. So,
It's not working.
It's not working.
Ask Bud Light. It's not working.
Exactly. And although we know it's not working, it's been very clear, but these companies, some of them are still whacked in the head, I feel like. Did you see the Target Christmas decorations?
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Can I ask a question? Is Santa not inclusive if we don't put a freaking rainbow on him and he doesn't walk in dressed like Liberace? Like, does that mean he doesn't like
Elton
gay
John
people?
is what he looks like in Target.
Is that like really what we got? We got to make the Christmas ornaments gay too.
Yes,
like,
we do. And then you know what? Throw him in a wheelchair while you're at it.
Who cares?
It's so ridiculous to me. Knock it off. Since when is Santa a problem?
I don't know. Well, if he doesn't have a rainbow across
Last
from
I
him,
checked,
apparently
Santa went to everybody's house.
Exactly. Like, why do we got to push it into Christmas is just Christmas. Santa loves everybody. You just have to believe. There's only one rule. You just have to believe in him.
No, but the fact that there's people that are like, yes, I want this Santa holding a trans flag in my living room.
I just,
Stop
once
it.
again,
enough. Enough is enough.
If we don't plaster rainbows and wheelchairs, does it mean that it excludes everybody?
It does now. Apparently today, that's what it means.
We got to put everything into everything? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, this is going to get tedious. I hope everyone understands how tedious this world is going to get.
Yeah. I want to know how those sales are doing.
You don't got a rainbow on today, damn it. You must hate all gay people.
Seriously, I'm in all black. What does that mean?
You're rooting for the Grim Reaper. I don't know.
I mean, at this point.
I mean, really, it's Christmas ornaments,
Wait till Valentine's Day. Everybody's going to be gay.
I hate Valentine's Day.
Wait till St. Patrick's
going to be gay.
Just wait for it. It's so.
And by the way, if you're gay,
no one cares.
Awesome.
Great.
My best friend is gay. Awesome.
100%.
I just don't know why Santa's got to have a rainbow to make sure that you feel like you're loved. I don't know. I love you. Santa loves
Chrissy
you too.
loves it too. Yeah, it's too much for me. But just keep it up. Keep it up and see what happens.
Yeah, it's just
like that guy said.
Whatever.
On your scale of F around, you're gonna find out.
FAFO.
Yeah.
Speaking of FAFO, there was a fun little debate that went on between. Well, there were two debates that happened. There was the GOP debate, which was once again just a shit show.
Well, Vivek went off on everybody.
Yeah.
He did. I mean,
Chris Christie stuck up for Nikki. And she looked over and she was like, thank you.
It was, yeah, it was, I mean, I don't,
Once again,
I don't know about this Vivek guy, but he went off on everyone. And I was like, yeah, it was kind of cool to watch.
I will tell you something. I do agree with Vivek. His first comment in the last GOP debate about what the hell is this RNC doing? This isn't working. We're not winning. We need to make I agree with him on that. I don't get what the RNC is doing. I mean, let's just take this getting rid of George Santos. We just gave up a seat in New York, which we're not getting a 5-seat majority, and we just handed one over. Listen, you don't have to love the guy. I don't love the guy.
No.
He hasn't even been charged with anything. And yet we're going to keep freaking Gold Bar Bob and what's his face that lifts the damn fire alarm. They've been charged, and they're still keeping their seats. Yet we're going to throw out one of our own.
He just got censored. Big deal. The guy who pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah, nothing happened to him.
On purpose, by the way.
We are
Which
so
is a crime.
stupid in this party. I don't understand what we're doing. We just literally like, all right, we'll give it up. We are just so ridiculously stupid. So I do agree with him on that what is the RNC doing? Like, what are we doing here?
No, he did make some good points. And like, I just in his rant, you just look over at all the other, and they're all just like, no speech, like no one had anything to say.
He is auditioning for vice president. Let's be
100%.
honest.
But good, dish it out. Keep dishing it out. Whether anything he gets in any position or not, I like that he's just kind of throwing it all out there.
Can we please do a Trump DeSantis run? It would be a freaking home run.
I know.
Oh, can mom and dad just get along, please? It's getting uncomfortable. All right. Now, speaking of DeSantis, there was a really great debate between him and Gavin. Now, Gavin Newsom is known for debating. He's very good at it because he's
charismatic.
He's a snarky, slimy. I think he's a snaky kind of guy. He's the worst governor on the planet, but he is very well spoken. And
he's got the look.
He knows how to rebuttal very, very well.
He does.
But he kind of got trampled in this little debate. So what they did was they took the governors of the biggest, or I should say the biggest Democratic state versus not the biggest, but the most successful Republican state. Yes? Would you agree with that, AJ?
They're like polar opposites.
Right.
The way they
so
run there.
someone who's failing miserably and then someone who is doing very, very well. And they put them in a room. Hannity did this. And there was no audience, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think that actually hurt Gavin Newsom because he's a performer. So I think having no audience really kind of crushed his soul a little bit. But there was some like really, really good points made by Ron
when they
DeSantis.
weren't talking over each other.
You know, I really went back and tried to look for some good points Gavin Newsom made, but everything he said, he was offended and how dare you say. It was like, oh my God, can we get over the emotional and just talk about the logical for a second? So I didn't really find anything on Gavin. However, I got some stuff on DeSantis.
Go for it.
Okay. This is probably one of the best.
Oh yeah, this is what I had too. I had to rewatch. I had to watch this like 10 times.
This is a map of San Francisco. There's a lot of plots on that. You may be asking, what is that plotting? Well, this is an app where they plot the human feces that are found on the streets of San Francisco. And you see how almost the whole thing is covered because that is what has happened in one of the previous greatest cities this country's ever had. Human feces is now a fact of life, except when a communist dictator comes to town. Then they cleaned up the streets.
And lined it with not American flags.
Chinese
flags.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
And why is he coming to California? You know, Gavin Newsom wants to sit there and say he's not running and he's not a candidate all day long. Like, do we look that damn stupid to you? Do we look that stupid to you?
Well, and DeSantis, you know, he called him out a few times, like he's shadow campaigning or whatever he called it.
He's campaigning.
And Newsom was trying to say that the reason he was at this debate was to support the Biden-Harris administration and to set that straight because people are attacking, you know, the whole administration, and he wants to help support it.
You got to be kidding me. If Gretchen Whitmore asked Xi Jinping to come in and visit, that's just so bizarre. That's
he was trying to say that he supports and he agrees with Biden's economic policies and the border security.
Oh,
are we serious?
What security?
Exactly.
I
Are
didn't
we
see
serious?
any security.
Well, see, but that's the clip you need to save in
Yes.
case he does run, and then just keep playing that clip and then show film and video of our border.
Right.
I mean, just the other day,
You see the
last week in December,
See the Chinese
we set
nationalists?
a record
Yeah.
of contacts coming across 12,000 in one day.
Not only that, we have Chinese communists coming through.
Oh, yeah. Did you see all the men lined up?
Just men, not
Just
women,
men.
not kids, just men coming in. We're just setting ourselves up.
young aged men, like fighting aged men.
This is not good. It's not good. So
not
there's
good.
your poop map.
There's the
Pretty.
poop map. Look at that.
The whole thing is covered.
Look at that.
It's disgusting.
I mean,
there's the street of San Francisco. Beautiful. It's like one of the most
I hear it's
expensive
great
cities
this
in the
time of year.
You know, as someone who's been there a number of times, it's really a tragedy what you're saying here with this city.
It's sad.
And how many businesses have left? I mean,
A
there's
lot.
So many.
A lot. Okay, next is Mr. Governor DeSantis really hit home with this gender queer book that he banned from his own
I love
state.
that he pulled that out.
So I think it's brilliant that he brought props in. I think it's just, once again, come prepared. He came prepared. So here is the book that everyone got upset
The role
about.
of the schools to educate kids, not indoctrinate kids. It's not to impose an agenda. It's to do the basics. And what we've said in Florida is it's inappropriate to tell a kindergartner that their gender is a choice. It's inappropriate to tell a second grader that they may have been born in the wrong body. Now, California has that. They want to have that injected into the elementary school. My wife and I have a 7, 5, and a 3-year-old. We don't think that that's appropriate. And I know most parents do not think it's appropriate. It's also important to respect parental rights to know what curriculum is being used in the classroom, and everything should be age appropriate. I actually have something that I brought that some parents have objected to. So this is a book that's in some of the schools in California. Florida, this is not consistent with our standards, called Gender Queer. Some of it's blacked out. You would not probably be able to put this on air. This is pornography. It's cartoons. It's aimed at children, and it's wrong. So this should not be in schools. When people like on the left say that somehow you're banning books by removing this from a young kid's classroom, no, this is not age appropriate. And so we're going to stand for the rights of parents. I think we need to do that nationwide. I don't think you can have a situation where some states just trample on the rights of parents. Parents have a fundamental right to direct the education and upbringing of their kids.
I mean, by the way, you've been on a banning bench. 1,406 books have been banned just last year.
I can't hit the like button enough on that clip.
So and I don't have enough middle fingers for Gavin. Like
you just want to.
Well, he wants to go to numbers. We're going to talk about how many books have been banned over the fact that that's allowed in his state.
What's being banned?
Right.
It's sickening, and I have seen a lot of images from that book.
Here's some more.
It's absolutely sickening and disturbing that we're allowing this in schools, and I could not agree with Ron DeSantis more about this parental. What is it called? Parental Rights Act. Because there are schools, there are states that are allowing these teachers and these, education administrations to tell kids that they can choose to be whatever they want. Kids are coming in saying they feel this way, and teachers are encouraging it and then not telling the parents. Or, like he said, young as kindergartners, where they are reading these types of books or kind of encouraging that behavior. That is, I feel like, should be illegal. I don't know how else to say it.
I don't know why the teachers think they should have more jurisdiction over children than the actual parents.
It's so disturbing to me. And the fact that we have somebody who's obviously stable in the head, who is trying to just protect children, young children, from this garbage, what parent would want their young kid exposed to that stuff? I don't get it.
Well, this is where the don't say gay
which is not what that bill is.
It doesn't say it anywhere. In fact,
nowhere. I don't even think the word gay is in there.
No, it's not at all. And it's funny, people that were like, you can't say, I know of someone who is very passionate, you can't say gay in Florida. And I'm like,
you're just not informed if that's what you're saying.
So I said, have you ever read the actual act? Well, no, but that's what everyone says is you have to walk on, what's that expression? Pebbles? Stone? Eggshells. Something. If you walk on something that will crack. If you're in Florida and you're gay and you can't say gay. And I'm like, that's the problem. Bullshit.
You're taking little things you're seeing on social media from these liberal accounts that are all pushing that narrative, and you don't even know the facts. It's so stupid.
It's just a ridiculous mindset.
I feel like Gavin Newsom, you have nothing to stand on when you're talking about this type of stuff.
And he didn't. He
didn't.
He just wanted to talk about how he's banning books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like what's that old book about the book burning? Oh, what's it called?
Oh, that's a good book.
It is a good book. It's been around forever.
It's not The Giver, is it?
No, I love that book too. He's acting like that's what Ron DeSantis is doing, though, or enforcing. Like the burning of all books no one's allowed to read. Like, that is not the case.
Right.
What did Gavin Newsom just sign into law for the retailers, small retailers, that they now have to have in their children's section a non-gender neutral area?
Here we go again.
And actually, these retailers who don't do these areas,
or they get fined or something.
They get fined. I mean,
No,
are
you're
you kidding me?
They should put them next to the Santas with the rainbow on them.
It's disgusting.
Here we go. Okay, so now here's another little hit by DeSantis about people moving from California to Florida.
Yep.
And there's someone very close to Mr. Gavin that has left the state.
Great natural forces. Excuse me, sir.
So,
but one of the things that I did, I was talking to a gentleman, a couple.
Guys, I'm going to let the debate breathe, but it's his turn. Let's take turns.
So I was talking to a fella who had made the move from California to Florida, and he was telling me that Florida is much better governed, safer, better budget, lower taxes, all this stuff. And he was really happy with the quality of life. And then he paused and he said, by the way, I'm Gavin Newsom's father-in-law. So we do count Gavin's in-laws as some of the people that have fled California and come to the state of Florida. And why are we getting people to come? We have a 50-year low in the crime rate. You don't see in the last 10 years, we've had a 45% decline in homelessness. California's had a 45% increase in homelessness. We back the blue. I was walking the streets of San Francisco a couple months ago, and I had some of the cops in San Francisco do a beeline to come over to me, and I didn't know what they were going to say. And they're like, we want to thank you for standing for law enforcement because we don't get that support in the state of California. So people understand quality of life matters. They understand that Florida's doing it right, and I can tell you the numbers speak for themselves. We have way more people moving to this state than leaving. Gavin can't say the opposite. More people are leaving.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
I know.
Yeah. And your dad lives here.
Your father-in-law hates you.
Father-in-law. I said dad, yeah. So that was another really good one, little zinger. By the way, I think the only one who can debate Gavin Newsom effectively is Ron DeSantis because he's just such a stone-faced smart ass in a way, you know?
Yes, but they're also they're in the same type of position, right? So they can really get on each other's level. You know, they both have experience with this type of work.
Well, here, play this out, though. Joe Biden just this week came out and said he didn't know if he would be running for re-election if Trump wasn't in the mix. So can you imagine a primary with Biden and Newsom for the Democratic nomination? Or maybe Kamala Harris and Newsom?
Oh, I'd love to see that be a good show, Kamala. Please put her on stage. Please, God, please give us that gift.
That would be pure entertainment.
Biden is not going to make it through any type of debate.
No.
He can barely make it through getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, he's...
The man, it's not even like, he's just not well.
Wait a minute, aren't they running out of time to make a decision? They're running out of time.
They're running out of time. This is going to be really interesting. I mean, Joe Biden will probably do what he did in 2020, and that is run into a re-election campaign
from
in
the
basement.
Yeah. All right, one last little do from the debate. Once again, Ron DeSantis kind of giving it to Gavin Newsom over freedom.
They've really empowered lawlessness and drug use. And, Gavin Newsom at one point tried to say that California was the freedom state. And I just kind of laughed, like you're locking people down, you're doing all this. But then I thought about it, California does have freedoms that some people don't, that other states don't. You have the freedom to defecate in public in California. You have the freedom to pitch a tent on Sunset Boulevard. You have the freedom to create a homeless encampment under a freeway and even light it on fire. You have the freedom to have an open-air drug market and use drugs. You have the freedom if you're an illegal alien, to get all these taxpayer benefits. So those are freedoms. They're not the freedoms our founding fathers envisioned, but they have contributed to the destruction of the quality of life in California, and the results speak for themselves. People are leaving the state because they have failed in addressing the homeless population.
Well, I love the rant on freedom. I mean, here's a guy who's criminalizing teachers, criminalizing doctors, criminalizing librarians, and criminalizing women that seek their reproductive care. You're making it harder to vote. You're banning books. I mean, spare me this notion of freedom. Ask the folks at Disney about freedom and free enterprise. Ask the folks at the Special Olympics.
Which is funny. We just did a story on Disney and how their stock just plummeted 50%.
Let's ask Disney.
Yeah.
Let's ask them because they're doing
it's actually
really well.
good people to ask. That was pretty much how the debate went. It was just kind of Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, he did really shine.
Shutting him down very quickly with numbers and facts. And
Yeah.
there's that poop map for you again. It's just hard to look away from, isn't it?
Look at the brown.
It's disgusting.
What's the dark brown? Like extra feces in
Ugh.
that area?
Diarrhea.
Like upset tummy?
Indigestion, heartburn.
Pepto-Bismol is needed in that area. Yeah, it was interesting. You know, Gavin Newsom did make a comment or a couple of comments about DeSantis polling behind Trump because, of course, we have to bring Trump into this debate that he's not part of. I think by 41%, he's behind Trump. And this is after Newsom saying he's not running in 2024. So he said something like, well, one thing that we have in common is that neither of us will be the nominee for our party in 2024. And it's like, and he just kept going after Ron, like you said, for just fluff type stuff. And I'm like, DeSantis kind of walked all over you. You have nothing to stand on. Your state is crumbling in shit. Literally. People are leaving left and right, and you just want to talk about
burning
the fact
books.
that DeSantis is taking away people's freedoms because he's trying to protect children. He's trying... I know the abortion thing is touchy, you know.
Always will be.
Always will be. So that's always going to be a thing. But it'll be interesting. I don't believe that he's not running.
Should we? I don't know what. I don't even know, like, if I could make a prediction of how this is going to. 2024 is going to be a mess. A freaking mess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be...
We know Trump is running. We think. I think he'll be the candidate. I mean, at this point in time,
he will.
I'd like to see him debate for some. At some.
I know. I want him
point.
at a debate.
I would like him to debate the Democrat side, though. I would love to see Kamala Harris on stage. That would just be a hoot. She gets so upset and so catty.
She doesn't say anything. There's no structure to her sentence. There's no beginning, middle, or end.
Come on, she's unburdening what's been done or unburdened.
She's just gonna cackle and then say something weird.
Yeah, I mean Biden. Who knows what's gonna happen to him? Like 2 weeks ago, I thought the family was like going on vacation again for the zillion time. Yeah, and they were gonna talk to him about his health and I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so it'll be so interesting and so fun, but very stressful to watch what goes down in 2024.
There'll be a lot of content for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yes. Well,
that's it.
That's it, folks.
Guys, have a happy holidays. We will see you next time.
Bye.